The plastic is wet, say it again.
Hey, remember what I said about I'll talk to you. Remember what I said about the number going down?
Yep.
Once in a blue moon, that'll only go down for three reasons, and it all has to do with something.
Like the time we were here that one time.
Right, well, basically what'll happen is, every once in a while, when the weather gets cold, and it'll happen to me one time, slush, I don't even know what the definition of slush is. Slush, no, icy slush.
Oh, icy slush.
Oh, icy slush.
Will form on the screen. And when it forms on the screen, the water just flows over it. It's not ice, it's just slush. So all you do is come down and do this. It's the same thing if you, once in a while, if you're ever down, just like to do this, keep this clean. What happens is, that's all you do.
Kind of fun.
Yeah, because the water.
So the water has to go through that.
The water's
filter.
falling onto the screen, going into this concrete box, and then into the pipe. So if you notice, there's really no way for any junk to get in. Somehow it gets in, and that's why remember I told you I cleaned something out? This thing, the bottom of it was filled with stuff from like 5 years. So I just cleaned it all out, and I'll be surprised when we open this if there's anything in there. There shouldn't be. Because there's really no way for it to get in. One thing I would do, I had some of this wood left, I would build a new one of these. I mean,
put a new one down, like
well, it's just
replace the wood?
I made this out of Trex, so it's never going anywhere.
Okay.
But I would just make a new one of these.
Just to hold it down.
Yeah, because if you... it just goes up, but I suppose there's some way something can...
Yeah, we want to cover that.
You could just make a new one of these things.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's his name could do it for us, right?
I could do it.
You could do it.
I can do it.
You could do it?
Yeah, that's easy.
I can't wait to see you do it.
You never have to take this off because this is just prevents...
Never take that off.
You don't have to. I built this before we left last week.
Did you say once a year to check it? And you see
I
if
would,
it
because
needs to
I
get
saw
cleaned?
that's what was causing this to jam. So what'll happen is, let's say a piece of wood floats its way into this pipe that you see down there.
Yeah.
It'll go down and it'll jam in the nozzle. Sometimes it'll blow itself out, but if it doesn't, it clogs the nozzle. And the reason it was happening on a more than never occasion was because there was stuff in here. But once I cleaned the stuff out,
Yeah, it's maintaining on the upside.
yeah, I mean,
You don't want.
looking here, I mean, you want to,
That's the intake pipe.
that's your intake pipe right there. And if you, it's cold, but if you reach your hand down there, all the way to the bottom, if you reach around down there, you shouldn't feel anything in that concrete. It should be completely empty.
Okay.
Completely empty. What do you
It
mean?
looks pretty clean right
No,
now.
that's really clean. You can see the bottom of the concrete. I mean, there's mold or whatever it is, but and the only reason I have this thing on is because stuff would fall. If you didn't, pine cones would fall in here, and then they'd eventually sink, and then you'd have problems. But
So did you just figure that out? Didn't Jay have something set up here too?
he had one of these, but it was made out of this.
So it's falling apart.
This stuff really is falling apart.
Yeah.
And that's all you need to do.
And then what about the plastic bags and stuff? Can we cover those or put something down here so you can't see them so no one could mess with them? Because I get concerned that hikers on the property might...
Nobody would come here.
Oh.
There's so few people that come on here, and the only ones that you'll occasionally see are your bikers. But hikers shouldn't be on this property, and everybody knows it's private property. So if they're you can't stop somebody from trespassing, but they do. They're not coming here to screw with this. They're coming here to walk down that way.
Just to go for a hike.
Yeah.
Okay.
And what I also did is, this is where I put the fish. I doubt they're in here anymore, but it might be. I put crawfish and fish in here.
I bet the coyotes got them.
Yeah, somebody got them probably. But, there's nothing to do here, but this you'll see in the wintertime.
Yes.
Around the edges will get icy, but the water will still flow, and wherever the current is going, there will be no ice. And sometimes you'll actually see ice forming on the top of this, but the water is going under it and constantly going over.
Because when water moves, it can't freeze.
That's right.
I just learned that.
So you'll get a little channel.
And when water does freeze, it floats.
Right, and by the way, you don't break the ice up. Leave it. It's fine. It actually helps to channel the water. So as the ice freezes around the edges, the center goes faster.
Okay.
So it's just like a self-maintaining thing.
System.
And this doesn't need to get any deeper.
Nature.
It doesn't need to get any deeper.
Is this where you said the kids like to hang out? And your son?
Yeah, we would stand down.